history, we always think about slavery and freedom marches. But what about black love? And why shouldn't we think about love? After all, another very special day falls within the month of February. That's Valentine's Day, a day that's all about love. After all, it can't be a coincidence that these two occasions occur simultaneously. So today, for our episode, we're going to put these two together and have a very special conversation all about black love in our Caribbean community, both in the past and in the present.
When the African slaves arrived in the Caribbean, they were prepared for sale. They were washed and their skins were oiled. They were left to stand and be poked and prodded. With the black men's muscles glistening in the blazing sun, the buyers didn't only see solid potential laborers, but they saw their own masculinity being threatened. And so the work of demoralizing and depriving the black man of his God-given role and robbing him of his identity began.
When a black man, became the property of another, he was powerless. He couldn't fight back because he was no longer the head of the household. He had no rights. Fighting back would have yielded deadly consequences. At the auction, parents were separated from children, husbands from wives, and as a result, black love suffered. With that, we use that as a precursor into our discussion today. What threats do you see today for the black male's role as the head of the household, and how does this affect black love?
Maybe the woman in the household is being more dominant than the male, so he feels threatened because his dignity as a black man is taken from him. So he feels a type of way powerless
Let's say I'm making 6 figures and he's only making 2. And a day we get into an argument and I'm like, but remember you're only making 2 figures now. He's going to feel a type of way because I'm bringing up how much money he's making, and in today's society the male is supposed to be basically the head of the household, providing more than the women basically, and in that way it could create a problem.
For the enslaved man, escaping was perhaps the best way they sought to preserve their identity and humanity. Could that be one of the reasons why black love suffers today and men leave their families? Is it self-preservation?
For me, looking at the Black History Month movies, you can see during those times maybe men wanted to leave the family that they had because of how the master were treating them. We're not in slave times no more, so I don't understand what kind of freedom they wanted to have, because they feel like they're in shackles with a child or a female.
Maybe a man would leave a relationship because he feels as if his manhood is at stake. He feels less of a man because maybe the lady is making a lot more money and she belittles him for it, and so in order to make himself feel better about himself, he would leave the relationship.
Okay, so with all of these reasons in mind, how can we fix this?
We can first start to fix it by communicating. Communication is definitely key. A lot of relationships go downhill because of bad communication.
For the enslaved woman, on the other hand, with the added responsibility of being a mother and that God-given instinct to nurture and protect her children, staying with the enslaved community was her best way of preserving life. How is that similar in today's society?
Well, in today's society, we see or we hear of a lot of women who are being abused, and because they have children and the male is the only person that can provide, they don't want to leave that abusive relationship. because they don't know where they're gonna go, where the children gonna get food, shelter, and how they're gonna basically survive.
A woman will stay in a relationship that is toxic because she has nowhere to go.
And
Oh,
sorry,
sorry.
don't mean to stop you, but it also has to do with how the person think of themselves. If I don't think that I deserve better and I can find my way without this particular person, then I won't leave.
Okay. So how can our generation fix
Is
that?
education. When a female is in school, she should stay on top of her schoolwork and make sure that she goes the extra mile to make sure that she has her education. So in the future, if anything should happen, she has her education, she has her degrees, so she would have a job and she wouldn't have to feel like if this person should leave her today, she would not be able to survive.
And even though if you're not educated, you can learn a skill. There's a lot of skills out there. You can learn how to sew, maybe crochet, bathing suits, because that's the number one thing you can get money from right now in Antigua. Can make drinks like me.
For those persons who like baking, like
Yeah,
me,
baking.
we can create our own business and create our nice little logo, our nice little stuff to send out so that we can market it.
So I think we can all agree that black love wasn't all depressing in the past.
Sure.
We know this because we hear stories of couples finding love and jumping the broom together.
That's true.
They take that leap determined to fight through life together. And I think today we know it as struggle love. So,
Yep.
what do you understand by the term struggle love?
Struggle of for me is like both y'all are low income family, but you try to build each other up, right? So maybe dinner for you might be what, rice, chicken. A dinner for them might be noodles and corned beef, but at least they're enjoying it and they're making the best out of it. Sometimes struggle love is better than the normal love you see. Well, middle, you have the richer couples and them now. Because those struggle love people and them are enjoying whatever they can. You can see them what they go down on a bay and try to wash their clothes and they're making it like a romantic scene. And like you want to have that type of love as well. But in the future they will build their finance and yeah, and they remain still the power couple that everybody wants to be.
Okay, so last but not least, what do you envision your black love to be, or how do you picture it will be? That is, if it isn't already.
Well, my black love. When I think of my black love, I think of it being picnic stroll on the beach. Um, if today you don't have money, you can come to me and be like, "Can I borrow this?" or "You can loan me this," and I can give it to you, and don't expect you to actually pay me back. Yeah, and also it is us basically getting to know each other, not only our families, but our likes, dislikes, learning how to communicate because when problems come up, we want to know how to solve those problems together. But I definitely want to take the long strolls, the picnics. Yes.
My black love for me is what both of us enjoying our time together and enjoying like I can make you be around my family and it's like so natural like my family members will talk to you. We do things together, which we will, do new experience and try to make our own maybe family tradition if we have a child. Um, my black love, I want it to be like a very happy black love. I really want to hear somebody say, "Oh, this and this about it." Even though it's gonna happen, I just want to be in a happy relationship. I want to be able to like kick back and relax, but not too much, but kick back and relax. And no drama, certainly. I can't deal with the drama right now.
My black love, I would like to be able to live life comfortably. N- As in, like, there's some people out there, like your significant other's baby mother, if as we call it today, is you can't go out and she is not giving you issues. I would not like that for myself. I would like to be living life comfortably with my significant other. Like Sheshe said, no drama,
Kick back and relax.
and we can have fun as a family, and we can involve our other family members, and we would be like we have always been family. Like,
How about you, Charmina? Like, yes, we want to know about you too.
I think I mean, in addition to the picnics and the events, because I like to go out sometimes. I'm what you call one of those introverts with extroverted tendencies. So I do want to go out. But I think ultimately I just want somebody that after that honeymoon phase is over, that we just sit down there and be comfortable with each other and saying, okay, yeah, we don't feel the butterflies, but we still love you. We still love each other. And that's basically it for me. The heart of every human being is a desire to love and be loved. That's the reason why we seek relationships with the people around us. However, sometimes it doesn't work out as well as we hoped. Romantic partners leave us, family members disappoint us, and friendships fall apart.
When these things happen, we often feel lost and lonely, worthless and unlovable. If this is you presently, I'm here to tell you that's certainly not the truth. Probably the most famous Bible text, I know you know what it is, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. God gave us everything he had by giving us his only Son. Anyone who would make that kind of sacrifice for you cannot unlove you or leave you alone. He will not take off when difficulties arise in order to preserve his life. He willingly gave up his life. Greater love had no man than this, that a man lay down his life for a friend.
so when you stay in your love relationship with Jesus, you do so not because you feel obligated to, not because you fear the consequences if you leave. You stay because the unconditional love you feel is unmatched. This love relationship will also have its struggles because there's an enemy out to destroy it. But know beyond the shadow of a doubt that Jesus fought to the death for you and he can't abandon you. No, that's love, not red, yellow, black, or white love. The genuine article, true love.